Hello, action figure fans. We're back for another video. 10 good guys and 10 bad guys. So there they are. These are almost all Marvel Legends. Okay, we're going to start off with this really nice looking Spider-Man figure. One of the new Spider-Man movies. Can't remember which one it is, Far From Home or whatever. But here's Peter Parker, and this one was a 2-pack, I believe, with Mary Jane. And there's a scene in the movie, I think, where it shows him wearing this yellow school jacket with his costume. So they've made a lot of Spider-Man figures, as you know. So it's always kind of cool to get one that's a little bit different. And this one right here is definitely a little bit different. I think it's kind of cool with the jacket on there. So that's a nice little Marvel Legends Spider-Man figure. Okay, the next one that I'll have on here is a rather cool one, I think. And it's called Cap Wolf. Now, it didn't come out packaged like that. It came out with a regular Captain America head, and it had the wolf head that you could swap out. And since I have, I don't know, 50, 60, 70 Captain America figures, I decided to go ahead and put the Cap Wolf on there. So there's a storyline from the comics where he becomes a / werewolf, but because of the super soldier formula in his blood, he's able to retain his human intelligence. So, I mean, that's kind of cool. Imagine Captain America and his powers being a werewolf. I wish they just had like some claws popping out, maybe some rips with his fur coming out. That would look awesome. But that's an unusual figure with the wolf head, and I think it actually looks really kind of cool, and I like it. Cap Wolf. There you go. Okay, the next one. Captain Marvel. So this is a figure that was, it's called Marvel Unlimited Plus. It's like a subscription service that you pay for, and you can look at their comics, I think, for a whole year. And if you buy that subscription, then they send you one figure. This is one of those figures. So it's not something you're going to find at Walmart or Target or something like that. It was a subscription service bonus. And they've been doing that for many years now. I think there's probably 7 or 8 or 9 of these type of figures made so far, and I always buy them. So she looks pretty cool. It's not her normal costume or color, of course, the red, white, and yellow, or red, blue, and yellow. But I kind of like it. It looks good. It's definitely a neat little variant of Captain Marvel. I have the other ones, of course. So her mohawk, I think, looks pretty darn cool. I like her like that. So there you go. Nice little Captain Marvel. Okay, the next, the Man Without Fear, Daredevil. Very popular character. They've made lots of Marvel Legends of him over the years. I do like the red suit the best. He first appeared with a yellow and red version costume, and that's pretty cool. I like that one too. But the all red looks the best. So here he is, Daredevil, the Man Without Fear. Of course, he's blind, but he's got these heightened senses, kind of like bat radar, that allows him to, quote, see the world all around him. That's a cool character. And that's a really good figure. Always like that DD on its chest. Daredevil from Hell's Kitchen. Okay, so I said there's 10 figures, and there is, but I have 2 of these right here. These are the same figure with different heads. So Walmart came out with a Doctor Strange figure, and it is completely awesome. And they also came out with a different version head, because in the comic books for quite a while, he did come with this blue mask. And I have to be honest, I haven't read those comics. I don't know why he had the blue face for a while, but he did. It's in quite a few comics. And there's some of his magical artifacts. So it is the same figure, but you could decide which head to put on it. And I went ahead and bought two. I do that sometimes when they have different versions, different heads. And that's a really, really, really nice Doctor Strange figure. The colors on it are really, really good. They really pop. That's straight out of the comic books. I like the cape. It looks like, like he could be flying or whatever. I like the way it wraps around him. That is a good Doctor Strange figure. Very well done. Okay, so back around the early 2000s, they made the Fantastic Four movie, and they came out with a version of Doctor Doom, and then they came out with a Doombot. I did not realize at the time how difficult it was going to be to find one of these guys, and so I passed on it at first. I found it for $8 one day in Palm Springs, and I left it on the shelf, and I never saw it again. So years and years and years went by, and I finally had to shell out the big bucks to get this on eBay. I finally did, and I'm glad I did. I wouldn't say this is some kind of an amazing figure. It's not. It actually looks fairly delicate to me. You can see the arms and legs are really kind of narrow there. So I don't bend the arms and legs on this guy. He's very, very expensive to get, and he looks like he could break fairly easily. So I just kind of set him on the shelf. I'm glad I have him. He looks good. Not quite the Doombots that you see in the comic books, but there you go. A Doombot. Pretty darn expensive Doombot. Okay, the Mad Titan himself, Thanos, from the Avengers movies. They've made, 5 or 6 or 7 versions of this right here. This version was came in a 2-pack with Iron Man, came with like 3 different heads. And so I chose to put this one right here out on my shelf. He's damaged, he's burned, he's fighting the Avengers, and of course he's got the Infinity Gauntlet right there. That double sword there is pretty cool. So that's a good looking Thanos. I gotta be honest with you guys, I didn't care for the movie version of Thanos very much. I love the comic book version. The comic book Thanos is so much cooler than the movie Thanos. If you've never read the Infinity Gauntlet or those early comics with Thanos, I highly recommend it. Thanos in the comic books is completely awesome. The movie, not so much. Okay, that's Thanos. Okay, next we have a very colorful figure. I really like it. This is Baron von Strucker. He is a Nazi, was working with Adolf Hitler and the Red Skull, and he is the founder and leader of Hydra. He has some kind of mystical red glove, the red claw, that gives him certain superpowers. And this is a really well-made, really nice looking figure. I really like it. I like the head sculpt, the grimace. That Hydra symbol looks great. The red claw there looks really, really good. And so that is a very well-made villain figure, and I like it. Okay, the next is going to be an X-Men villain. Here we have Mr. Sinister. And this is the version that's supposed to be the 90s animated cartoon versions that Hasbro Pulse has been putting out. So they've basically taken a Marvel Legends figure from released earlier on, and they have just painted it, put a different deco on it. And there he is. He's big, he's bulky. This is a really nice looking figure. I like all of the 90s cartoon versions, the looks to them. And so his face sculpt is particularly well done. He just looks like an evil, evil bad guy. And he's big, he's bulky, the way he should be. It looks like he could definitely throw down with the X-Men. And I like that one. Okay, the last one that I have here is going to be the Rhino. I like the Rhino. Always have. Always thought he looked really neat. And this is a really good figure of the Rhino. I mean, look at that. The Rhino face, or the Rhino eye. I think that looks amazing. The sculpt on the hide. I mean, that looks like a rhinoceros hide to me. He's big. He's bulky. This one, I think, came out in a 5-pack or a 6-pack with Spider-Man many years ago. And at the time, it was the best Rhino I think they've done. And I can only think of 2 Rhino figures that are better. Marvel Selects did a Rhino figure quite a few years ago. And then Marvel Legends has recently, in the last couple of years, done a Rhino figure that I think is a little bit better. But this one is really, really good. That's a good Rhino figure right there. I think he could just be a little bit bigger. That's my only complaint with him. If he was a little bit bigger, he would be perfect. But hey, he looks really good as is. Look at that face, that grimace. What a nice looking figure. All right, so there we go. Once again, 10 random action figures that I pulled off my shelves for you to enjoy. If you like this video, please check out my other ones. All right, take care.